It's a very big deal. And of course, a lot of this was invented at Google, 10 years ago. But basically, all of a sudden, analytical programming, which is sort of what I did my whole life, writing code and, do this, do that, add this, subtract this, call this, so forth and so on, is gradually being replaced by learning the answer, right? So for example, we use the example of language translation. The current large language models are essentially organized around predicting the next word. Well, if you can predict the next word, you can predict the next sequence in biology. You can predict the next action. You can predict the next thing the robot should do. So all of this stuff around large language models and deep learning, it has come out. The Transformer paper, GPT-3, ChatGPT, which for most people was this huge moment, is essentially about predicting the next word and getting it right.
In terms of company culture and how important that is for the success and prospects of a company, how do you think about company culture and how significant and important is it? And like when and who sets it?
So it's almost always set, company cultures are almost always set by the founders. I happen to be on the board of the Mayo Clinic. The Mayo Clinic is the largest healthcare system in America. It's also the most highly rated one. And they have a rule, which is called the needs of the customer come first, which came out of the Mayo brothers, who've been dead for like 120 years. But that was their principle. And when I initially got on the board, I started wandering around. I thought, this is kind of a stupid phrase, and nobody really does this. And they really believe it, and they repeat it, and they repeat it, right? So it's true in non-technical cultures. In that case, it's a healthcare for service delivery. You can drive a culture even in non-tech. In tech, it's typically an engineering culture.